What up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Tarun's Thoughts. Sitting in my luxurious studio in Los Angeles, otherwise known as my apartment. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. As you know, I'm a comedian, writer guy in Los Angeles, and I've been auditioning a lot. And I thought I would talk about the commercial world of acting, because that's how I pretty much make my living, and I'm sure we've all seen commercials, and it's this interesting world, and hey, I'm just going to tell you my experiences with it, and you can, as always, do what you want with it, if this is for you or not, or maybe you just want to hear what it's about, because I'm going to be as honest as possible. But hey, I started my entertainment career. I was in film school in New York. I went to NYU, and I remember trying to cast my short films. I'd put ads in like the Village Voice newspaper, and I would get thousands of headshots, like in the mail, right? Thousands of headshots, and I remember thinking, man, being an actor is the most nuts job you can possibly pursue. Like, this is just so competitive, and I don't know why anybody would want to do this for a living. In some way, of course, I'm an idiot. Some way along the lines, I was making my films, and then started print modeling in college, and then somehow I started auditioning for acting stuff, commercial acting. God, man, gee, I can't believe I've started doing this, because I wasn't a good actor back then, but I started taking acting classes, but I would just show up for auditions. And it was like a cattle call of just people showing up, of sign-in sheets, and pretty much if you ever see the Hollywood archetype of what it's like being an actor showing up, and there's like 100 people who look exactly like you, that's what it is. And that's if you're lucky, you get an audition. I went for an audition last 2 weeks ago, and they wanted me to bring a friend to the audition, and I called a friend of mine who's an actor, and he was so grateful to go. And I was like, dude, this is a commercial audition. Who gives a shit? And he was like, I never audition. I'm like a white guy in LA. I never get called in. This is amazing for me. So I always have to tell myself I am grateful and appreciative of this opportunity to even go to a casting, as brutal as it is. And that's what it's like. So basically, you get called in. This is like a normal casting. So I will wake up, or the night before, I get an email from my commercial agent, and then they're like, hey, you have an audition, at so-and-so casting studio. Usually you go to the same. Every agent has relationships with different casting studios around town in Hollywood. You go in, you drive, God knows where. Sometimes it's 5 minutes away from your house. Sometimes it's like 30, 40 minutes. I mean, I live in LA. So driving around is not easy, especially if it's after 2 p.m. God, I hate getting auditions in Santa Monica or Glendale. I live in West Hollywood. I'm looking at 2 hours easy out of my day. And that's the driving aspect of it. So you show up, you sign in, and there's usually sides there, which means descriptions of what you do in the scene. And it's pretty much like these real life scenarios, or you can be a spokesperson. There's a few lines here and there, but it's all the same. You go in there, you do your lines, and you leave, and hopefully there's a callback, right? And callback means they kind of whittle it down to, less people to choose from. And this time, directors are in the room, directors of the commercial, or maybe clients are in the room, which means the brand people, brand executives. And you do it again, and then they give you directions. And then from there, if you're lucky, they whittle it down even more, and you get put on a veil with you and 2 or 3 other people. I'm being vague here, but that's pretty much what it is. And if you're on a veil, then you've done your job, and it's just in the stars, and then you end up booking it or not. And then off you go. I know that sounds like a lot of work, and it is actually, because you have to do this again and again and again. It's like beating your head against a wall because as soon as you book a commercial, it's on to the next one. So let's start with this. How do you get a commercial agent? Look, getting a theatrical agent is so hard in this town, which means TV and film stuff, because you actually have to know how to act. Being a commercial actor takes no talent. I'm going to say that. I really believe you don't need any talent to be a commercial actor. And here's why I say this. I've gone on so many, first of all, I'm in SAG. I just joined SAG. I held out for so long and they made me join. So for so long, you basically have to do 3 SAG projects to get into SAG, right? And I've just done it over my career. But for the longest time, I was doing non-union commercials, which means commercials that were not unionized, and it's like shit money pretty much. And like, $1,000, $2,000, but that's it. They buy you out. You don't get any residuals. So I would show up for these auditions, people, and the actors that I would work with, oh my God, some of these people are just like off the streets. Like they're like a certain type or like an ethnic type, and they're like, hey, I'm gonna be an actor, and then they start auditioning, and they sent their picture to a commercial agent, and the commercial agent's like, hey, I don't have your type. A lot of these commercial agents, it's like a zoo. They've got a certain type. They have an Indian guy, a Mexican guy, some Latino girl, whatever, a white chick. It's just like, that's pretty much what it is. And I'm usually the token Indian guy. I've just accepted that. So here's a story. So I did this one, God, some of my friends who are like great actors, they have quit commercial acting. They were like, I can't take it anymore. I cannot do this for 20 years again and again and again. Because I mean, look, the first 5 years, it's fun. You're doing it. Man, 10, 20 years in, you're still doing commercials. You're like, God, somebody just put a bullet in my head, because unless you're booking consistently, it's a grind. So I remember I went to this one audition. The worst for me is these like South Asian auditions where they're like just one Indian people. They will call every Indian from Calcutta to Artesia to wherever, people who are not even remotely trained as an actor, and I'll walk in there. It's like an Indian airport. I went for this audition, and there's so many Indians there. Like it was just like it was like 80, 90. I'm not talking Native Americans. I'm talking South Asians. The room was just full. I almost walked out. And I remember sitting down there, and the lady was with her mom. Some daughter was with her mom, like an 8-year-old. And the mom was like, she's like, okay, what else do you do? And I was like, this is all I do. She's like, you don't have a job? I'm like, no, this is what I do for a living. We're doing this for 20 years. She's like, oh, okay. Because South Asians are not dumb enough to do this as their career professionally. And then I go in there, and the casting director's like, all right, you were driving, past an ocean, it's an improv scene. And the mom goes, oh, look, dolphins. And I'm like, oh, yeah, dolphins. I swear, 10 seconds later, she's like, hey, more dolphins. And I'm like, yeah, we're driving past SeaWorld. Seriously? Just like, this is just like acting 101. You don't say dolphins 100 times in an audition. So then from that, I ended up getting a call back, which I thought I just tanked. And I ended up booking that commercial, which was a big deal for me. So look, again, I'm only bringing this up not to say because I booked a commercial. I'm mentioning the story because of the shit you have to go through to book a commercial, and the mental Olympics you have to jump through, because you're just constantly questioning yourself. Like, God, I'm an educated person. I can write well. I can act decently. I'm a creative person, and this is what I'm doing in my life. Like, I'm showing up. And I think that's really where a lot of people start to falter and quit, because they just don't like the lifestyle of it. I think if you're a smart person, you're pretty much like I'm not trying to sound like a dick here, but you're like a mindless sheep. You show up, you say your lines, you smile. That's like my number one rule when I'm on set. I'm like, Tarun, just shut up. Do not say anything. Because as you know, I like to make my own stuff. I shoot a lot of content. I went to film school. I was shooting this commercial once, and I was shooting, and the guy had a camera. It was a full crew. It was like $1 million commercial, and I was with this kid, and he had glasses on, and the DP was circling the camera around us, and there were like a lot of lights. And I was like, hey man, I was like, you better watch his reflection in his glasses, might hit your camera. Only because I've shot a lot. I understand glasses and light, it can be a bad thing. The DP looked at me like I was an idiot. He was like, are you really talking to me right now, dude? Like, you're an actor. Just shut the fuck up. Just do your lines. You're not here to give me advice on how to shoot. And I was like, of course he's right. I'm just here to smile and do my lines. And if they have adjustments, so be it. Let me just say that I am, this sounds really bitter, but I am extremely grateful for everything I book, even these commercials, which is why I still go out for everything. That's my motto in show business. Just show up. Let me say that again. Just show up. I know Einstein has that quote, the recipe for insanity is doing the same thing again and again. You're going to get the same results. But there's also something to be said about just showing up and, catching a lucky break. Because people start getting familiar with you, like these casting directors start bringing you in more. You get more comfortable. Like, look, I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Not because I'm some great martial artist or athlete. I've kept showing up over the years. I've booked a lot of acting work. Not because I'm a great actor. I've just kept going when my other friends have quit. They're like, you know what? Fuck this profession. It's stupid. I'm going to go sell real estate. Maybe it's because I'm just not skilled in anything else and this is all I can do at this point. But I just keep showing up like some insane person in a straitjacket. And sometimes I book stuff. Most of the time, I don't book stuff. In fact, a lot of the time, I don't book stuff. I walk in there and, I just like walking into some throwing something into space. I never expect to hear anything. And that's really the attitude I now have. Like, thank God for like meditation and all that stuff. Because I just walk in there, do my lines, and then I walk out. And I never expect to hear anything ever again in my life. Oh my God. I'm laughing because I'm listening to myself speak, and I'm like, wow, I have officially become crazy. That and I'm talking into my phone by myself in my living room. Anyways, but hey, there are people, let me be positive for a second here. It can be a really rewarding career. Go with me, people. I know I probably lost you, but honestly, like my brother's a commercial actor and he does really well. I know people who have bought houses with their commercial money, even if they've never even done anything else. They've never even like done any film or TV, and they're horrible actors, and yet they have a great look. So you see them on these Super Bowl commercials making, thousands of dollars every time this thing plays. So is it something you want to do for the rest of your life? Probably not. I think acting, a lot of actors do it just to survive. And, once you get into the union, the Screen Actors Guild, they take care of you when you book stuff. And then hopefully it gives you enough cachet and enough, on-set experience. So when you do the real film and TV stuff, like the network stuff, the movies, you're prepared. You have a body of work underneath you. And I think really that's the key to Hollywood, is building that resume, whatever it is that you want to do here. You're a writer, you're a director, you're shooting commercials. Like, you get experience in the field that you desire, and you move forward like a shark with just a blinding tenacity that nobody can stop, because there will be a lot of obstacles, mainly yourself. I'm just self-projecting here, but yeah, mainly yourself. And you got to somehow find the will and just tenacity to keep moving forward. Anyways, so there you go. I've had 3 auditions this week. It's Wednesday. Who knows what will happen? I mean, I showed up for all of them, and it's great because sometimes I remember when I first started out here, I'd go to these castings and I'd look around the room and I'd be like, oh my God, these people all look like me and probably great actors. Not any more people. I walk in there, I'm like, yo, I'm the shit here. I know what I can do. It doesn't matter what you do in that room because I'm going to do me. And I do it and I leave. Like, I have so much confidence now when I walk in. Not because I think I'm arrogant. I'm just confident. I've just done this, 1,000 times. And I think that keeps my delusion going. So, hey, hope this helps. Hope I meet you one day in Hollywood in a casting room. Please don't talk to me because I don't want to be your friend. But hey, good luck to you. I really do mean that. I think even trying anything in life is a big deal, and you separate yourself from the pack. Even just making an attempt, because a lot of people don't even try. They dream in their office cubicle in Oklahoma or wherever. Going for your dreams, that's a big deal. So, good luck to you. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.